Hey guys! Hello! Hey! Hello everyone and welcome. Oh, and this little baby's saying welcome too. Everyone, first meet my lovely little dog Presley, the joy of my life at the moment. Okay, so I don't even know where to start off. I mean, so much has happened in the last probably 8 weeks that I don't even know where to start. But I guess I'll give you a little bit of an update on how I'm feeling with my MS and what's been going on, because a lot has happened, as I said. So I'll try and go through it as much as possible. I'm trying to get comfy, but it's not really working with this. So untangle my legs. So about 8 weeks ago, I was feeling pretty good. It was almost 6 months since my diagnosis, and I guess for the first 6 months, I was pretty positive about everything. I was working as per normal, doing all my jobs. I was probably even doing a little bit more than I had been doing. And I guess that was more for me trying to prove to myself that I can do everything, why can't I? And then one day it absolutely just hit me like a ton of bricks. I don't know where it came from. I was just at work when it happened, and I guess I didn't even know what was happening to my whole body. I felt like my whole body was shutting down. Firstly, I'm an asthmatic, so I get asthma on a regular basis, more exercise induced, but I know what asthma feels like. And I was just at work one day, and the whole morning I woke up with a really tightness of chest. Didn't know what was going on. Thought it was just asthma, so I went and got a new asthma puffer, but it wasn't really relieving me. And after lunchtime, I felt that I wasn't right. My breathing started to get a little bit worse, and my whole body was kind of shutting down, and I was finding it hard to walk, and it was a really, really weird situation to be in. So in the end, I called my sister, being a nurse. She's been an absolute lifesaver. And she came and picked me up and thought, look, we'll go to the hospital. They've been treating me with my MS. They know my background. Let's just go get a checkout because there could be side effects to the treatment that I'm on. So went to the hospital, was in there for about 9 hours, and they didn't really tell me what was going on. So I kind of had an ECG, all these blood tests. They came back fine, and I was released at about 9:30 that night. And the next day, I was feeling pretty good with myself and thought I'd nearly be back to normal. And then Sunday hit. My breathing was getting worse again. So I was really confused as to what was going on. So I was starting to freak out a little bit, and then that's when I found out I was having another panic attack. And if you haven't experienced a panic attack before, you don't know what to expect, and there's no controlling it. So you know it's coming, and it's building up and it's building up, but you can't stop it. And that was the thing that was freaking me out the most. So this pretty much continued for the next nearly 3 weeks. I didn't know what was going on with my body. I had to take time off work because I honestly couldn't. There was times when I was just curled up in a ball, didn't know what was going on with my whole body. It wasn't just my breathing. I felt like my whole body was doing so much work that I couldn't even do normal things like walking. My concentration and focus was really lacking. A bird. Focus. Anyway, so after about a week of this, or just before a week, I decided to go to the doctor that was controlling my whole treatment program, and we kind of asked what was going on. And it was really interesting. She mentioned that it's very, very common around the 6-month mark after being diagnosed with MS that it's like a delayed reaction. It hits you like at around the 6-month mark, and that's exactly what I feel like. I actually feel like I was having a breakdown, an absolute mental and physical breakdown, because I feel like it was coming from my head, but it was affecting my whole body, and I've never experienced anything like that before. It was really scary. Now, in saying that, my family were absolutely amazing. I have a really great support system around me, and I got to the point where I know my body pretty well, and I wasn't coping and I wasn't able to snap myself out of it, and I asked for help. I said to my sister one day, something isn't right. I think at this point I was in a fetal position on the ground, not being able to breathe and just not knowing what to do. And apparently this is very common when people have anxiety and panic attacks. It was so good too, once I asked for help, so many people just came in, whether it was the neurologist, the MS nurse, my doctor, and they all communicated, as well as my family, my sister, my mum especially, and my mother-in-law. And it was like a relief. As soon as I said something to someone, it was like, you're gonna be okay, Ash. And that was the worst feeling, because at that point, I just didn't feel like I had control of my body, and I didn't feel like I was going to be okay. And it really got me thinking, because so many people go through these moments in their life that they have difficult times and they don't talk to anyone. And I probably didn't talk enough for the first 6 months, and I was in the mindset of, you're gonna be okay and you're so positive all the time, you're gonna get through this. And that's just my personality. And I think it's partly to do with the fact that I was an elite athlete. Hang on. Presley, don't pee! Sorry about that. My darling little dog just thought she was about to pee, so I just stopped her in time. Where was I? I think the fact that I didn't really speak about it as much is, in being in a team environment, you're always at training, at games, you're always pushing your body to the max. And I feel like the mentality there is, it's just so common to just keep going and keep going and keep pushing. But in this situation, it's interesting because you can only do that for a certain amount of time. And I was so positive in everything that I did in the first 6 months, whether it's going back to work and doing even more work and knowing I can do it, trying to come back to netball as well. I think that's where it actually hit me. At the 6-month mark, I got back into netball training, and there was one training session that I just could not do what I wanted my body to do. And it was something so simple. We had to do a high intensity for 30 seconds. And I just couldn't do it, and I got so frustrated, I guess, at myself, because I'm so used to pushing my body and pushing, but this time I couldn't, and I physically couldn't, or else my legs felt so shaky, and my body has changed, and I've just got to remember that. And I think it's really hard when I've got such a competitive edge against myself and so focused on coming back and playing netball at the standard that I was at. So I think that was a turning point, when that session when I couldn't really do it. And I came home to my fiance Marcus and I said how frustrated I was, but I was still feeling okay at this point. And it was just the start of the season, and I think I realised how far off I was to actually start netball. And yeah, I guess it really did hit me in more ways than I thought, because you don't realise how much the mind plays a part on your whole body. And I've never had, I'm calling it a breakdown, because I absolutely broke down, and it was the worst 8 weeks of my life, I can guarantee you that, and I never want to experience that again. It was awful. But I also, in making this video, I also want to stress the importance of talking to people. If you talk to the right people, they can give you strategies and in overcoming these situations that you've been put in, or this crap news that you've had. And this is With me, I've tried not to let it change my life, but I now know that yes, my life is changed and I've just got to work around that. So I will have ups and downs, and it's just about knowing when my downs are and not pushing myself to the limit, which I've been doing. In saying that, I'm feeling 1000% better than what I have been. I'm still at about 90%, I reckon. Obviously anxiety, I guess you call it. Anxious feelings don't really go away that easy, but I'm really lucky that the panic attacks have, and I've really struggled with those panic attacks. And that's just about getting the right treatment for me and changing medications and what medications go with what and my body. And that might take a good 12 to 18 months. I guess at the start of all of this, the one thing that I remember the MS nurse talking to me about was the next 12 to 18 months are going to be the hardest by far. And now I know that. I knew they'd be hard, but I honestly thought they'd be more physically hard than mentally. At the moment, my actual symptoms are not bad at all. Like, I'm going by my day-to-day basis absolutely 100%. I'm feeling really good in that. But mentally, it has been an absolute whirlwind. And I honestly I don't think I could have done it alone. You really need to chat to someone if you're in that situation. So if you can get anything out of this video, it is speak up when you need to talk to someone, because it is so important, and I am so grateful for everyone that I have around me to help me in this last couple of months, because I could not have done this by myself. On a more positive note, as you saw at the start of the video, I have got a little friend. This is my little friend. Her name is Presley. Yes, as in Elvis Presley. I know she's a girl, but I wanted to name her Presley anyway. She's an absolute princess, but she has helped me 1000%, just being by my side the whole time, and I think she's exactly what I needed. Sorry, she's getting a bit wriggly. She's exactly what I needed at the time, and she's come everywhere with me, including work. When I'm doing PT sessions, she's just there, and she puts an absolute smile on my face. So that's something that I did to help me in this situation. I've been wanting to get a dog for a long time since we moved out. So we've been talking about it for nearly 4 years. So finally got a dog, so that is good news. And I don't know, I'm just feeling like I can make videos again. I'm not making this video to get sympathy. I do not want sympathy. I am A-okay. I'm just really wanting to share my experiences of how I'm dealing with it, what hurdles I've had in the last couple of months. But I will continue to share because I've had so much feedback, so that's great. Keep liking, subscribing, sharing my videos, because that really helps. And I will let you know more to come. I'll be bringing out more workout videos as well, so you can follow along. Yes, I will see you very soon. Mwah. I got a dog.